Yeah,
Oh, okay.
I came prepared. Isn't that what we're doing? Because
Yeah,
I
yeah, yeah. You said it was
all right.
half baked. I wasn't sure if you had a character
Well,
sheet.
so what I did was I came up with my character and what I wanted to do, and just I've been buried this whole weekend, so I didn't have enough time to do it the right way. So what I did was is I went on to Dungeons and Dragons website and I grabbed a fifth level pre-made illusionist. So the stats are slightly different than what Sambalay's final stats will be
Perfect.
because he'll be a human uh, or a half elf. I think he'll be a human, but this is a rock gnome. But in terms of like the spells, the modifiers are going to be off like one here, one there, because the stats will be slightly different. But it's basically Samblay ready to play.
Word.
I have my spells. I have, my basic what the modifiers will be, so I'm ready to go.
Let me ask you this. I already asked Corey and he okayed it. I was wondering what you would
Yeah,
do as a DM.
yeah,
Basically, since we're starting at level 5, I asked if I could start with studded leather instead of leather because it's like such an easy thing to buy early on. And by level 5, I
yeah,
figured I would have had the money for it. Basically, just gives me one
yeah.
AC.
Yeah. That's totally. Oh, I just lost Corey.
No, because I could see him.
That's
That's
totally. For the record, that's totally what I would do. Yes,
word.
I would.
Huh.
I would give you like $100 a level or 100 gold a level to spend if it were serious, whatever. I'm not overly worried with Sandblade, but yeah, for a character that needs armor, yeah, that makes sense.
Word.
Dennis, can you see
Corey,
me now?
man, I cannot.
That
I
makes
don't know
me
what
sad.
happened here.
Yeah, that was
Should we
I
happening
just
to
did.
try
me last
Skype
time.
instead?
Here, let me try to disconnect and reconnect, and then listen. All I need to do is to be able to hear. But I prefer to see your pretty face.
No can do.
Nope. I'm trying to see if there's something I can do here in settings.
I I think it's a weird glitch because the exact thing happened to me last week, but you could see him fine the entire time.
Yep.
He just has to
All right.
disconnect and reconnect, and then it was fixing it for me, but it was like temporary. I see him. You see him? Oh, really?
Man. Maybe we
Legit.
need to
Don't.
switch for.
It's just two blue squares. Just they spinning.
Huh. Do you guys want to switch to?
It's very
Hold on. Hold on.
strange.
Let me try something. I'm gonna download the app.
Not a bad idea.
It's giving me the option to download the app. So
Discord.
I will download the app, see
Video.
if it runs smoother. Because this is part of what we're doing right now, right? It's trying to work this shit out.
Yep, yep. For
Yeah, fuck yeah. I'm good tonight. Like we can go a little bit later than usual.
Okay.
I They say this takes about 2 hours, so we'll see.
I'm gonna tell you right now. Oh, I've already got the app. It says. Okay. Well
Oh,
then.
install the app on your computer.
Oh,
Should I should I put like my pants back on or?
keep him
nah, no,
off.
definitely not. Definitely not.
Go ahead,
Nah,
keep him
nah, nah, nah,
off.
nah, nah.
Let's not get
So here's
crazy.
my question. Hold on. Once I. Oh, that was quality.
Uh-oh.
All right. Let's go to Discord. I'm coming now, Discord. It's commencing. Commencing monosaturated goodening is what it says.
Oh, interesting.
That sounds hot. I'm in.
Hot.
It's updating. It's installing updates. It's starting.
I'm very excited. After I read Mike's character, You guys have like the best play together.
We got some synergy.
Yeah, man. That's what they call it. That's what they call it in the business, is synergy. Now I just got to see what email I fucking used.
Corey, do you use the app?
Yeah, I have it installed on my computer.
Word.
Is that what you're saying?
Yep.
Okay, hold on. Working on it.
No stress.
I want to get started. I'm ready to go. I mean, apparently I'm not ready to go, but... All right, yeah, there's a bus here. There's a bus here. I'm not a fucking robot. There's a bus here. Bus. So many buses.
Sounds like something a robot would say.
Actually,
Be right back.
science.
Ooh. Hear that noise? Ooh.
Trying,
Sound
bro.
of volume.
I hear that beautiful dice noise.
Yo, The Witcher's pretty sick, dog.
Did you play The Witcher?
No, I didn't play it. I'm just saying the show.
Oh, okay. The show is badass.
Yeah, when's the second season? It's soon, right?
Is it?
I think they. Is it?
Or are they
releasing?
just shooting it right now?
I have no
They're
idea.
just shooting it right now.
I think it was shooting and it got pushed
Ah!
back because of COVID.
All right, hold on. I know they're shooting it right now. I just didn't know when the season was coming out. All right.
Drum roll.
I can't see you.
Damn it. Yeah. I think somehow it's something on Corey's end, but it's very strange. Because it seemed
What
to.
can it be?
I'm trying to Google it, and I see it people asking similar questions for audio, but I don't see really anything for video.
I'm just looking to see if there's something, like a setting or something. Oh, there you are! Whatever you just did, there you are.
What did you do?
Refresh my camera. That was it. Hey, that's all it took.
Maybe I can't think of anything that would cause that wouldn't do it to both of our feeds. That's
Yeah.
what's so confusing.
I can
Weird.
see you though, and I love your background. I gotta up my game for fucking next Saturday. I gotta have a background.
Dude, his background's sick.
Dude,
I love
couldn't
that.
put I couldn't put the fucking door to the porch out behind me and the wine rack behind me.
Where are you
I'm
right
legit
now?
Why not?
set up in my basement like a gremlin.
Love that.
It's hot.
Pretty much all D&D should be played in the dark abyss of someone's basement.
Right. And I actually have Cheetos somewhere too, so
That's
that
what I
works
like to
out.
hear.
Cheetos and Doritos. All right, gentlemen. So you guys said you already had like something, like in talks of how you met, and there's a. Did you guys like write something? Did you write an intro or
No.
something?
We were just rapping.
Well-
we were spitballing a little bit.
Well, here's what I was gonna say. Basically, if we wanted to go the route of like starting at like our 2-man show, where the sheep breaks in at our 2-man show, like if you didn't have a scene in mind already, like is that what you wanted to do?
Yeah, I think that's great. I can work the sheep in really well. If you guys wanted to do, you guys were performing a show, and then all of a sudden, at the end of the show, the sheep bust through and find you guys. I think that would be a great way to start.
So if we want to
Wild Sheep Day.
if we want to do that, then when we start the stream, basically, I don't know exactly how you want to start it, but like maybe give us a little bit out of time, like out of character, or talk about our characters, but then you lay out the scene of like us being at this 2-man show. It's really Sandbelay, the headliner, with Horn Homer sort of warming the audience up a little bit, or maybe even starting to maybe Sandbelay, I'm not sure exactly his personality. Maybe he's like late or something, or like sleeping or something. Maybe need to recover some spell slots.
Dan Belay
Okay.
needs his assistant to warm the audience up to prepare for his
All right.
epicness.
All right. All right.
Like you're his assistant, part of the show. You're key. You're key, bro.
All right. All right. So if we wanted to do that, you could just set the scene up for me, and I'll like basically begin just with me doing like a small presentation and introducing Sandbelay, and then we could take it from there.
Well,
Yeah,
here's the
perfect.
question: do we want to dry run that now, or would you rather surprise Corey with some of our nonsense next week?
If it's my vote, I say surprise me.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll try to keep it shorter and like.
So let's do a pared down, ridiculous. Save some of the big, not that there's big surprises or anything, but some of the meat for next week so he can be in the moment. But we should still kind of practice opening. I would argue with a paired. I'll do the same thing. I'll pair my showdown to a very pared down kind of like tail end of the show kind of thing to start this session off, just so we can have done it to some capacity. That's my vote if I get one.
Yeah, totally. No, I think that's a good idea. What we'll do is, so the stream starts. I'll just do like a quick intro, what we're doing it for, what we're donating for, all that jazz, and then I would love to get each of one of you guys a chance just to like explain your character, what you're rolling, what you're using as, and then I could do like an intro scene. Here we are as the camera falls down and pans into the village. There's a giant crowd around a caravan and a Mike. I don't know. It's an elf, right? Half elf.
Half elf, but
we don't know his race. So
yeah, he sort of just
the camera
appears
pans
as like
down
a
to the large
human,
crowd.
humanoid.
There's lots of noise and lots of music being played, and we're brought to this show, this giant show of the famous Sandbelay and his bard friend, and that's when the scene begins and opens up to Mike to warm the crowd up.
All right,
And
guys.
that could be literally you saying, "And now here is Sandbelay," or it could be you just riffing for a bit.
All right, so I did have like a poem that I was thinking about saying, and then just kind of like explaining the significance of it. But at this point, I was kind of just not super sure of what I actually wanted to keep in here, so I'm not 100% prepared for this. I don't know exactly what I should pull off here. Should I do that poem or just?
Yeah, fuck yeah, dude. Listen, this is totally like, if that's what you want to do, let's fucking roll it. Let's make it happen. I want to make. If you guys have an idea for something, let's figure out a way to make that work. I think that's cool. I think that also plays to your character too.
All right. Let me see here for a sec.
And do you play like an instrument?
I do have, like, every bard you get like 4 instruments basically after you get all like the proficiencies and stuff, but that's not really like his focus. His focus is more like learning stories and poems and using just his sort of not even just like basically his dad was a like explorer, almost Lewis and Clark style. Like, he's going through the Feywild, and his dad has gone through like all these adventures, and the Feywild's like Alice in Wonderland type place where like logic doesn't make sense and things are weird, and he made like weird abstract poems while he's there, and he kind of raised him, and he kind of took some of that. But his dad was the sort of elf part of that, of his blood, and his mom was like the human part of the blood there. So basically, he kind of lived a more mundane human life, but he got some of that wisdom from his cool ass dad. So, let's see here. All right. I'm just going to do this poem and we'll do like a quick Sand Belay intro. All right. So I think we would start that scene and then I'd be like, and now a poem from my world-renowned father, the famous poet and explorer. You may know him as Homer, and gasps in the audience. Homer, like we all know that guy. This guy is his son. Two roads diverged in a yellow wood, and sorry I could not travel both. And be one traveler, long I stood, and looked down one as far as I could to where it bent in the undergrowth, and then took the other as just as fair, and having perhaps the better claim, because it was grassy and wanted wear, though as for that the passing there had worn them really about the same, and both that morning equally lay, in leaves no step had trodden black. Oh, I kept the first for another day, yet knowing how way leads on to way, I doubted if I should ever come back. Ah, I shall be telling this with a sigh, somewhere ages and ages hence. Two roads diverged in a wood, and I took the one less traveled by, and that made all the difference. And then after that, I would be casting enthralling performance, which is a feature of Bards of Glamour, which sort of, actually this is 4, which requires 4 audience members to make wisdom saving throws. So Corey, I need you to make 4 wisdom saving throws for me.
Is it a 10-sided dice?
Nope. D20 plus
Yeah,
their.
yeah. When you make a save, you roll a d20 and you would add any modifiers, which for these folks is
Crowd, I'd say no.
0.
Yeah. So I roll the 4 dice. Everybody goes crazy.
What did you roll?
Oh, are we gonna go through the whole thing like right now?
Well, you could just did they pass or fail? We'll just
Yeah,
just,
yeah,
I want
that's
you
all
to
I
be
meant.
prepared.
Yeah.
Sort of what happened.
So they failed their throw.
Okay. So yeah, basically that would basically make 4 of your audience members sort of my like they're my biggest fans, and I would have them sort of spreading rumors and like ooh and like clapping really loud and trying to like hype up the rest of the audience. So spread them out throughout the audience and have them sort of like all get excited and like start clapping and stuff like that to kind of just start the snowball effect of audience applause.
And then before you know it, there's a line of people that have Homer painted on their chest. HOME.
That's what I like to hear. But then I was thinking about just going through like a short thing about how that poem really relates to sort of why I flip my coin, because it's not about how important choices are and how it's more really about how choices are just a lot of times we overthink our choices, and really sometimes when 2 paths diverge, you just got to pick one, and then it doesn't really matter which one you pick because you can make the most out of it later on. So I flip my coin, do a little thing, and then we get right into this Sand Belay introduction. Ladies and gentlemen, what's up? What's up?
So maybe you flip your coin to be like, should we bring out the great Sand Belay Master of Illusion, or give it a choice of some sort, and then flip the coin. That way, it establishes to our audience next week kind of that character trait of yours
Okay,
in some way.
love that.
And then,
So flip the coin. Shall I do another, or are you guys ready for Sand Belay Master of Illusions? Flip our coin. I'm not gonna have another one, so it's gonna auto land on Sand Belay coming out.
right?
Ladies and
So-
gentlemen, what's up?
So what the crowd sees is this just little ball of everything goes dark, and this little ball of light floats out onto the stage, kind of moves around. It circles around Homer's head, and then it gently settles down onto his lute. And it fills the lute with a magical light. And then, coming from the lute, is this amazing sound. Coming onto the stage in a cloud of smoke and fog is the one, the only, Sandbelay, master of illusion.
Yes.
So
Smoke.
as the music plays from the lute, Sandbelay, begins gesturing. He pulls a scarf from his robes and begins moving the scarf around. And using Find Familiar, he flashes the scarf into the air and flicks it. Poof! It turns into an owl. An owl that he says, "Meet my friend, Bear the owl." And then he grabs the owl by its talons and flicks it, and it turns back into a scarf. And he begins moving it around his face, his body, in gesticular motions. He flicks it out of the crowd, and as it drifts down, poof, it turns back into Bear the Owl, and it flies over the crowd and comes back to land on Sandbelay's arm, from which he takes it, turns it into a scarf, and ties it into a beautiful ascot around his neck.
Amazing.
And he says, "Illusion or not." He says, "Now the great Sandbelay will need an audience member. Who will volunteer to have their mind blown by the power of illusion?" That's you, DM.
Oh, one of the people that Mike tricked rips his shirt off and goes, "Me, I want to go up Sandbelay, please."
"You there, sir! Come to Sandbelay."
And he walks with like his chest puffed out, like he's like, "Yeah, I got."
"Yes, sir. Sit before me as Volo Gallanthorpe himself once did when I performed this trick for him and the masked lords of Waterdeep. Here, you will take this bowl," and he produces essentially a fish bowl, and he puts the fish bowl on the man's lap, and he says, "Behold, my tower of water!" And he gestures and he conjures using minor illusion a small looking basically like a large aquarium. He says, "Now, sir, I will take with my hands this water." And Sandbelay takes the water, and Sandbelay throws the water into the fishbowl, but instead of water, it is gold coins. And he says, "Is it illusion or is it real? Reality itself, my friends." And he reaches back in and grabs the water. "You see this water, is it real or illusion? Life itself, some would say, is an illusion." And he flashes the water and more coins. And as he continues to do it, he talks about reality and perception. And he says, "Some even say that really we are all part of a game, that people are just playing, that we are part of someone else's imagination." And he splashes more water. Now it's filled with coins. And he says, "Aha! You are a rich man indeed! Or are you?" And he takes the coins and he spills them into the aquarium and they become goldfish. Are they gold coins or goldfish as they swim about? And he goes, "Illusion."
This is a fairly poor town, so everybody's mind is fucking blown. Excuse me, is blown.
Yeah, it's
Out of
PG-13, bro.
proportion.
You only get 2 of those.
Guys, that is a powerful intro, because
So good.
that is a good scene for after all that happens, then the sheep busts through and finds you guys, and then we're off on a really funny adventure.
Word.
I
So,
love that intro.
so just so you know, there will be next week. There will be the owl, his familiar named Bear. We will meet his bear, which is actually an illusion. His bear named Owl, and then we'll eventually the big grand finale of the show is when he brings out the owl bear Harry, as in Harry Houdini.
That's so sick.
That will be the
I love it.
that'll be the moment that the crowd sort of panics and whatever, and yeah. So that'll be the wrap up. The big grand finale is when he brings out the owl bear to like terrorize the crowd, and then we subdue it with the power of music and poetry and whatnot. And then the show ends, and we're just counting our money.
Love that.
Is amazing. This is
All
so. What I like about it too is that we're starting right off the bat with you guys in character and really like showcasing your guys' personality. I love it.
What we have
That
to
is
figure out
sick.
this week, though, and we'll figure it out just through playing, is how Horan and Sanbalay, like what their relationship is off stage. We'll figure that out as we go today. We'll
Yep.
refine. All right, so today's adventure, we finish up. We're counting money. I'm ready.
Counting money, and all of a sudden you guys get this letter. Like this letter appears, poof, like out of thin air, and just plops right on the steps of your caravan, right? And the note says, I must seek your aid. I look to talk to the great illusionist, Sanbalay and Homer. I am in need of help, and I have an epic quest for you. If you would please give me your time and see me at my tower, north of this city, I will be delighted to talk to you. Yours truly, Tenarius. I think I said it right.
Denarius with a T.
It's a hard name to say.
Denarius.
Tenarius. Yeah, Tenarius.
Ha-ha!
To change it a little bit.
Horan, good friend, look upon this. Again, apparently a mighty wizard or noble is in great need of our assistance. Have you heard of this, Tenarius?
I'm not familiar with this name. It seems like an interesting proposal. What does Sanbalay think? Because I think I'll let the coin decide. And I flip.
Methinks your coin has never steered us wrong. Tell us, good Horan, what does the coin say?
Destiny hasn't failed me yet. It says...
Ask again later.
What'd you say?
'Tis a magic 8-ball.
Ask again later.
Oh, ask him. It says... Are you up for an adventure?
Ah.
To add to my fortune and fame, of course, Horan. Let us go. This will be like the time that I defeated my nemesis, Blaine Copperfield. in a barrel of illusion.
All right, everyone. So remember to tell your friends, tell your family to come see the great Horan Homer and Sanbalay on the road. They will know where to find us.
And I use minor illusion, which I have advanced minor illusion, where I can make, as an illusionist, both visuals and sound. And I make some fireworks as we leave town. And they spell Sanbalay in huge letters, and then very smallly as they dissipate, it says, and Horan. Very, very.
I love
That's
this
sick.
dynamic. This is so fun.
Love that.
All right,
Yes.
so perfect. So you guys walk to the north of town where you find this giant, massive wizard's tower, which is kind of confusing because you guys didn't see it when you rolled up into town, right? You guys walk up to these nice, beautiful steps onto this old, beaten wood door, and there's a giant knocker, right? Like one of the door knockers, cast iron, heavy, dense. And as you guys grab it, you knock on it, and it makes this loud, echoous clunk, clunk, clunk noise that seems to kind of echo from the top of the wizard tower. And as the door starts to open, you see a little imp. The imp doesn't say anything. It just opens the door, and it looks at you guys. It's actually looking up at you guys and tilts its head.
This is unexpected and peculiar. An imp, of all things. I was expecting a wizard.
Well, where there is a wizard, there is often an imp. You know this, Horan. Now, there, you imp. We have come to see your master, Tenarius. Announce us at once. What in the 9 hells are you waiting for, lad? Away with you now, quick, quick.
The imp looks
Tell
up
the
and
master
goes,
of the tower we are here.
the imp looks up at you guys and goes, and then gestures to follow it. So it leads you through the door. What'd you say?
I said, indeed.
Indeed.
Indeed,
So
he
leads you to
does,
the
lad.
So inside, you see enough benign wonders to blow your mind and really, really assure you that this is a wizard's tower. You guys go up winding staircases, and all the way to the top of the tower is the wizard's study. And within the room, you see lined with bookshelves and a desk covered with bubbling potions and all these weird kind of trinkets in scraps of paper and parchment that are just stained with ink. You can't really read it. You think it's maybe in different languages, really hard to make out. But in the corner, there's an elderly man with long, wispy white hair and milky eyes. He has a large hooked nose, and he sits in a cozy chair behind the desk. He very slowly stands up and introduces himself as Tenarius. Right? Tenarius? Is that what I said? Tenarius?
Whatever you said, roll with it, bruh.
Yep.
Tenarius the Green. He each pours you a cup of tea and finally tells you why he has summoned you there.
Tenarius,
Hello.
to what do you owe the honor to us for meeting us?
The great
Now,
and
now,
powerful.
Horn. Announce me, Horn. Announce me.
For you are in the presence of the great master of illusions, Sanbalay.
And I produce a little bit of fog and smoke with prestidigitation, and then very quickly use it again to make it disappear.
Do you come to join our show? What have you? What say you?
I am too old to be joining your adventures. Now, I know you are very talented, for you remind us all very often how talented you are, Sanbalay. And
Indeed.
I have a proposition for you. You see, when I was a boy, I tasted the most wonderful treat in all the material plane. I remember it like it was yesterday. Granny's country apple pie. The bakery was near my hometown, and you could smell the spices all night long. And no matter where you were in town, you could always find a smell of Granny's apple pie. Alas,
Sanbalay produces a smell of apple pie. with prestidigitation.
this is delicious, but not like Granny's apple pie. This is a very different apple pie. Alas, when I went to Wizard College, my hometown was overrun by hobgoblins, and no one has dared to go back in my town ever since. I'd like to taste those heavenly pies just once more before I depart into the celestial plane. If I give you a map to the bakery, can you go in and find Granny's secret recipe for me?
Now, sir, perhaps you are not aware of with whom you speak. I am Sanbalay, master of illusion, not gatherer of pies.
I will make this worth your time. See, you're doing me a great service. You are helping an old man on his dying wish. You see, I'm growing very sick, and I don't have much time left in the material plane. And I long for that apple pie.
Are you sure you are not an agent of Blaine Copperfield, my great nemesis, who's always after my secrets?
I'm not much of a Copperfield fan. I'm more of a Chris Angel kind of fan.
The great Archangel Christopher?
Ah, yes, Christopher. He's performed in Neverwinter many times.
He's a common hack whose eye makeup is stronger than his illusions. He is a doer of tricks, like girls on street corners. How dare you?
You support alternate illusionists, and you ask us to fetch a pie recipe. What say you? What have you to sweeten the pot and make this worth our time?
You see, I'm not very well, and I have no need for the rest of my possessions. There's a treasure chest, and he points to the end of his bed. It's a study bedroom. and there's a chest that's there. It's got a giant padlock on it. There are 2 items in there that I would love to give to you, gentlemen, that would be perfect use of you. And what say you? 200 gold apiece. Will that be happy for the great illusionist
Well-
and his giant friend?
Well, why didn't you say so?
money
Surely we have the time between shows. I know we're pretty booked, but
You are money motivated. I am more apple pie motivated.
So, where is this pie of which you speak, lad? Old man.
Well, it's a town just east of here that is about a 2 days adventure ride out. It's a little bit of time, but it's overrun by hobgoblins, and I just don't have the strength to take them on. But
Hobgoblins, you say? This
I
was
think the
not
powerful
part of our
Samurai-
deal.
I think the powerful Sanbalay could do very quick work with them.
Well, I'm quite sure I could handle
you
myself.
you are right to judge his greatness with such high honors.
So, you say this town is overrun by hobgoblins, do you? And there's a bakery in this town, and within this town is an apple pie of which you must have. Do I have the facts correct, sir?
Well, I'm really after the recipe. You could find the recipe.
The recipe. This.
I've tried to recreate the apple pie over and over again, and alas, I am missing a secret ingredient, and I must know what Granny puts in it. And you can't tell me love, because I've tried many times.
Oh, not that kind of love. That's quite gross. I think she puts a different kind in.
Yeah, it makes the batter quite sticky.
Horan and I saw this show. Now, let me understand. Is this a secret of the Madam of the Pies?
A
For-
secret.
For if it is, I do not know how I feel about this. For I am convinced that people always are after my secrets of illusion. I don't know how I feel about stealing someone's secrets of their pies.
Granny passed away a very long time, and now the bakery is vacant. Other than the hobgoblins that hang out, there's no people there. The business hasn't been run. I haven't had an apple pie probably in 40 years.
Well then, if that's the case, Horan, what say you? Say we, if we were to make an illusion of a giant apple pie outside of the town, and then the hobgoblins would see the large apple pie and come running out of the town, and then we would be hiding in the illusion of pie, and we would erupt from the pie and attack them and strike them down.
This is a flawless plan. It could never fail.
Well then, I suppose we'll be off. Directions to the town, please. So, wait, really quickly, for the record, one of Sanbalay's flaw is that he overlooks all obvious solutions and always comes up with overly complicated.
I love it. I love it.
So,
It's so good.
So, Horan, you can always, feed his nonsense or try to be the voice of reason. That, depending on the moment or how you want to play the relationship between the two characters. Are you the guy who's constantly like, well, about that apple pie? Or is it like you just feed it? Or you're like, let the coin decide? I'll let, but I wanted you to know that that's a character flaw and something that will keep coming up is that he consistently overlooks obvious solutions in favor of much more complicated ones.
That is a
Sort of
hilarious one.
Rube Goldberg sort of thing.
Not to interrupt the flow, but Corey, your video did pause on me. You can just leave it. I've been fine.
ignoring it. I figured it was just me, but yeah, there he is.
Oh, you're back. You're back.
Yeah, so I just gotta do that a couple times.
Yeah, man.
Word up. All right. Yep. So, love that. That's a hilarious idea, and I want to support it.
Yep, just letting you know, bruh.
That's awesome because I haven't planned for that outcome, and that's what makes me kind of nervous about DMing because not
Well,
everything
you
is
don't
in
have to
my
worry.
control.
You don't have to worry in this case that we're really going to make an apple pie. to hide in, but it's all I could come up with in the moment.
That's pretty good.
It is sick though.
Just ridiculously bad ideas, and then we'll go from there. All right.
So Tenarius gives you the map of the bakery that lies just outside of town, and he sends you east.
Is it a map to the bakery, or is it a map of the actual bakery, like inside?
It's a map to the bakery.
And did he? Is there like a recipe book or something? Like, did he mention that?
He just said recipe.
We will find it.
We will find it.
Did
I'm confident.
Now, if you open up chat, you should see a picture of Tenarius.
Well, you already know I'm a dope with this. So what do I click? The sheep thing?
Click
Nope.
general.
Oh, now it's general. All right. Yes. Oh, is that him? The old man with the big long beard?
Yep.
Exactly.
Sweet.
All right. So, what does this like? Do you guys travel with is it a caravan? Is it is it a giant like
I would
cart
assume,
being towed?
I would assume at this point it would seem that it is just us. Oh, hello. Where'd I go? I'm gone off my own screen. There I am. I would assume we have like a wagon, basically like a covered wagon, some double doors in the back, and like a couple of horses.
Yep.
Just with our name in it.
We have like essential goods and also like merch that I try to sell. I run the merch table while Sandbelay is taking care of the illusions.
T-shirts, stickers.
T-shirts, yeah, exactly.
Oh.
I sell little
Fish
replica
TV.
gold coins that I use. Sandbelay's initials on them.
Word.
So what do you guys talk about on your way there? So we're on the first day. You guys set out right after. What kind of things do you guys talk about?
I don't think there's any way around it. For like the 4,000th time, Sandbelay is carrying on about when he performed for the Waterdavian nobles, including the Mask Lord themselves, and Volo was there and gave me a standing ovation. Yes. And then eventually he quiets down to hear tales. Tell me some more tales of your father, Homer.
Well, it's hard. It can be hard for even me to parse what is real of his and what is that skewed logic of the Fade Wild. Some of his poetries are so abstract, not even I could decipher them.
He's a man who works in the illusion of words. Ha ha!
Yes. The illusion of language, Sandbelay.
Indeed. Now,
All right. So as you guys make, just as you're about to pull over, you guys find. Boom. Should be in your chat. A tree got toppled over right on
Oh, nice.
the road.
how dare
We
they?
didn't give a name to the town, did we?
Nope.
We're gonna call it Harbor Light. How about that? So on the way to Harbor Light, a tree got knocked over, and from underneath the tree, the roots, 3 of these guys pop out. 3 little rust monsters come out,
Interesting.
and it is time to roll initiative.
What?
Initiative?
Oh shit, we're rolling dice, son. So there's 3 of them. Oh
Send
shit, you guys look.
What is initiative?
That's
Is it your const?
It's 1.
Say again.
What is your a D20 plus what?
Plus your dex.
Oh hell yeah, it is.
Plus your dex bonus, right? So, Sandbelay rolls a 16.
And I rolled an 18.
What?
Nice. All right, Mike. So you're first in the order. The 3 rust monsters.
Actually, a 19.
Sick. So they're, if you pull up the map, they're like right by the roots of the tree. You are on the west, coming from the west, going towards the east. So they're right by the roots. So they got a little bit of a distance on you.
So we are So I'm sorry. Say that one more time. We're coming from the like right hand side of this map, and they are on the left
You're
hand
coming
side.
from the left hand
Oh,
side,
okay.
going to the right hand side.
Okay.
And they just came out of like where the roots are.
And they're about how far away from me?
I don't know. I'd say like 30 feet. I'm being kind of liberal.
30 feet's
Being pretty
fine.
loose.
Yep,
got it.
30 feet. Gucci, Maine. All
The
right.
horse kind of, ride up.
And I say, great Sandbalay, stay back and keep your distance, for there seems to be some hideous foes afoot. And I would like to use my bonus action to give a bardic inspiration die to my good friend Sandbalay with those encouraging words.
Is it a D6 or a D8 at your level? I think it's a D8.
It is a D8, correct. So Corey,
Got it.
for you, bardic inspiration sort of just basically gives someone, whoever I give it to, so it's usually Dennis in this case, a D8 to sort of add to any of his rolls, pretty much.
Oh damn, Manny, that's good. That's sick.
Not like attack rolls, but
Actually
like,
use that.
or not like attack damage rolls, but like
But
attack
to
rolls
hit
and stuff like that.
Ability checks, etc. Saves.
Damn.
So it gives him that, and I.
Can I just say that's a perfect play for the type of relationship you guys have? I
Yeah.
fucking love that.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
bardic inspiration's like a key. That's a key for bards.
Especially as a bonus action.
All right, and I'm sorry. How many of these creatures were there?
3.
3.
There are 3.
So I
They're all
point.
pretty close together.
I point to one of them, and I say, "Back, you vile creature! Why do you disgrace the presence of the great Sandbalay and Horan Homer with your vile appearance?" As I cast Vicious Mockery, and I need them to make a Wisdom saving throw.
I got a 10.
That is a fail, so that one will take 2d4 of psychic damage. That's a
I'm
2.
at it.
Oh god. One roll into physical die and I drop it on the floor.
Poppy dice, drink dice.
That's a 4, so that's 6 points of psychic damage, and he now has disadvantage on his next attack roll. And I hold position with my rapier in hand.
So basically, you just made fun of him.
Yeah, dude, I just insulted him.
Word.
I mocked him viciously.
It's true.
Hell yeah. Yo, Dennis, real quick. This fucking index card hint with the order is probably the sickest move.
Dude, I'm glad that it landed with you. It's good. This makes me happy.
The powerful Sandbalay is up next.
So Sandbalay, seeing that, does he know what these creatures are? In his travels, has he encountered? Does he know these to be rust monsters?
I'm going to say no because these animals spend a lot of time underground. They don't really come out too much.
Yep.
I mean, I
Totally
guess Sandbalay had spent some time in the mines. It's possible. But it's kind of weird because they usually spend most of their time underground. But it seems like for some reason they ate away at the roots or something and caused the tree to flip over.
So instead, he says, "Ha ha ha! Now watch, Horn, as I dispatch of these beasts. You will now bow down before the power of Sandbalay, master of illusion." And he begins moving his arms and in these circular motions. And as he does, this sort of phantasmic light begins forming around him, and then it projects out from him around the creatures. They need to make an intelligence saving throw.
A lot of saving throws.
Oh, intelligence, huh? Well, guess what? That's not their strong suit. So 17 minus 4.
Oh,
So I got 13.
So hold on one sec. I want to make sure I'm right about this. Okay, so basically what happens is on a failed save, I create this phantasmal object, creature, or other visible phenomena So basically, it's this angry sort of owl bear, and it begins sort of like attacking them. So an affected target is so convinced of the phantasm's reality that it can even take damage from this illusion. A phantasm created to appear as a creature can attack the target. Each round on my turn, the phantasm creature deals 1d6 damage to the target if it is within the 5-foot area of this creature, provided the illusion is of a creature or hazard that logically can do a damage. So this the owlbear slashes out at one of the creatures, and it does 5 points of psychic damage to it as the claws rip into its very mind. Ha ha!
That's sick.
Thus ends Sanbalay's turn.
So now the rust monsters kind of flinched, right? They just saw what was it, an owlbear?
Yeah.
This massive fucking creature, and the rust monsters are like clicking with one another. They're just going back and forth, talking for just a second, and then all three of them look right at you. I'm sorry, Homer. I gotta remember your name. Horan looks right at Horan, and they are going to bite at you. So 3 times. That's not gonna do it. That's a 5 + 3. That's 8. What's your armor class?
15.
That's good for me to know. So no. So they miss. So one lunges at you, and you just kind of sidestep it. Then the other one comes through, and again you sidestep it. And then the third one goes over, and you just duck, and it just goes over your head.
Damn right it
Nice.
does.
And that ends the rust monster's turn.
And that might seem surprising, but
Mike, what's your AC again? I'm sorry. to interrupt.
15. But before Horan met Sanbalay, he was sort of on his own and traveling through the wilderness and doing all sorts of stuff on his own, and he can handle himself in battle. He can parry a shot when needed. And as well, he can wield a rapier. So I assume they're right up in my grill now.
Yeah. So they're like chomping at you, and I would say Sanbalay is probably a little bit behind you.
Yep. So now I'm just going to... I had my rapier at hand, and I'm just going to stab the one... So did we both attack the same one?
Yes.
Dennis, you just said one of them, and I just did the one.
Yeah, so I would always attack the one that's already hurt.
Word.
That's what I figured.
So
you
I'm-
got
I
one
thought-
that's like...
I thought it was an AoE spell. I had the wrong spell, so that's why I was confused. My bad. But yes,
Oh.
I would have attacked.
It's all good. So I'm going to take my rapier and attempt to poke... Give him a quick poke, the one that's already damaged. I just missed my dice tower. That is a... plus... What is my... That is a 12. Not going to do it.
No, it does not. The armor class 14.
So it goes to poke through him, and being a rust monster, it sort of plinks off his armor, if you will.
Okay, respect.
Dennis, do you know, can I give myself a bardic inspiration die? Like,
You absolutely can.
okay. So as a bonus action, actually, wait, no, I have to do that after, before you tell me it misses. So I'm not going to do it now, but as a bonus action, I'm going to give myself a bardic inspiration die, and that's the end of my turn.
Perfect.
All right. So
The rust monsters just click.
Horan, watch this. Sometimes it is illusion. Sometimes it is reality. And coming from Sanbalay's hand extends this blue, cold ray, which overtakes the wounded creature and does a... Hold on, sorry, I gotta look at his... Does a 21 hit.
Oh, God, yeah.
So it takes 13 points of cold damage as a ray of frost overcomes it. Ha ha! You thought it was an illusion of cold when it is really cold.
That was
Come
sick.
now, Harry, descend upon them! And I'm moving the spectral owlbear towards them. Thus ends Sandblay's turn.
So you got the one rust monster that's like got a broken antenna, its legs broken, its ass is like caved in, and it's like slowly trying to inch forward, and all
For
three
the
of them.
record, its movement is reduced by 10 feet until the start of my next turn.
Okay.
It's because it's
Alright.
like frozen a little bit. It's like battling to move.
All right, then I'm gonna say.
I mean, if he's already up on Horan, he can attack him, but I'm just letting him go.
Yeah. So I'm just gonna have all three of them attack Horn, right? So they do again. It's a 4. So they go to attack you again.
Roll an
again.
attack for each one of them.
Yeah.
Okay.
Especially because like we can impose disadvantage. 17 hits. Yep.
5. So one of them, I'm gonna say for story's sake, the injured one in its last attempt lunges at you. You miss the first 2 that come at you, and then the injured one leaps into the sky and bites down on your neck, doing 5 damage.
Okay.
Thus
sounds
ending the Rust monster's turn.
Horan, I believe you have a bit of a problem on your hands.
Got 2 at full health, 1 not looking so good.
Sandbalay, you may want to cover your ears. With that, I give him another Bardic Inspiration die in an attempt to help you pass this saving throw you're about to have to make. Every creature within 100 feet of me needs to make a Constitution saving throw. As I cast...
Oh,
You crit?
dude.
Hell yeah.
Crit 20.
Oh,
You guys both crit?
Yep.
Is it
Crit
an
20.
illusion, or is it real?
What? How did you guys
So-
both crit on that? So wait.
So Mike, what was the spell again? It was a
And again, Corey, you should roll for
yeah, each one.
for all three
okay.
monsters. So one
So-
pass.
Yeah, 1 passed. 1 got a 7. 1 got a 9.
And the other 2 failed.
Okay. So what that was a thunderclap. So in this situation, I think I take the drum I have and I hit the drum, but it's not like a normal, it's not even like an amplifier. This is me tapping into my Fey magic and actually like creating a sort of sound wave that hits everything within 100 feet of me, and it does 2d6 to the people who fail the throw. So
So 1
I take-
screwed
do I take
underground. Got right underground.
you
Right, crit
passed.
20.
You passed.
The other 2, you fucked up, right? So what did you do damage-wise?
6.
Okay, so one of them is dead. The second you hit the thunderclap, what's that look like? What happens to the one that was damaged?
I think like my rapier didn't pierce its sort of outer shell, but when I do that, it sort of breaks through its eardrum or whatever sort of auditory system it has, and it just starts bleeding out the ears as it falls over. And that is the end of my turn.
Sandbalay.
So, Sandbalay uses his bonus action to produce his owl, bear. Come to me, bear! And the owl appears. So he goes on his own initiative, the owl does. So he would go to the end of the order. So he would go after the rust monsters. So the owl is now in there. And then he basically says, "Enough is enough. I've had it with you, vile beast. Bow down before the power of Sandbalay." And you see these 3 sort of beautiful crystal spears. They're very tiny. Appear, and with a wave of his hand, these 3 spears plunge into one of the beasts. So they take. So 8, 9, 10, 14 points of damage as these magic missiles plug into them. 442, bro.
Nice.
So you got the one that was underground. It skidded underground when it crit, right? And you missed that one, right? But when you did that, you hit the one that was already injured. So he's not looking so good. He's looking like he's seen some better days, right?
Nice.
So just as that happens, the injured one clicks and looks at Horan. I fucking cannot remember your name for the life of me. And he goes to lunge to make an attack, and 6 does not hit.
It does not.
The one underground skitters and pops up right next to Sambalay and tries to take a bite out of him. And hits with a 13.
Or
Nope.
does it?
No,
No.
I have 15.
Sambalay's armor class is 11.
Oh, sorry.
Okay, perfect.
But as it goes to attack me, Sambalay simply says no and waves his hand. He now has a 16 AC. Bink!
That's not a spell. That's just something Sandbalay does.
That's true.
So the rust monster tried to it lunged from the sky and then went to dive at you, Dennis. And then Sambalay just went, nope, not happening.
He bounces off my magical shield.
Perfect.
What does
Now
your
you have
shield
the
look
owl
like?
turn.
What is Sandbalay's shield?
Oh, that's a good point.
Basically, it's very different depending on the circumstances. But what it often does is becomes some sort of a like a ghost-like visage of a creature. In this case, the bear that his bear named Owl basically kind of comes out from him and takes the shot for him and then forms back into him.
Love that.
Well done, Owl. The bear.
Wait, what did the owl do?
His bear's name is Owl and his owl's name is Bear. His shield is basically the bear coming out from him to take the shot from him and then going back into him. He's the master of illusion.
So now is it still Owl's turn or was that his turn?
It is now the owl's turn. So
Okay.
the owl is going to provide.
So fucking confused. The owl is the bear.
The owl's name is Bear. It's not that complicated. So pay attention. Keep up with me, boy. You there, Bear the owl. And Sandbalay orders Bear the owl to help his friend Horn. So the owl swoops down to distract one of the rust monsters, then uses his special ability of fly away, which is basically a free disengage, and flies away. But he has used his help action to distract the beast, so Horn will have advantage on his attack.
Nice. Sick.
Love that.
All right, Oren, your turn, bro.
So I would like to capitalize on that advantage I'm going to have, and you just use a rapier strike. So
The one that's in front of you is the injured one. The one by Sandbalay is the one hasn't been touched yet.
oh, okay, but he did that on the injured one in front of me, correct?
Yes. Yep.
Well, the first one was a 12 plus 6 is an 18. 18?
So you hit him. You hit the rust monster.
So
Roll that beautiful damage.
roll that
Roll that
beautiful
beautiful
Bing
footage.
footage. What is my damage on this rapier? 1d8 plus 3. So that is a 9.
Oh, you decimate this thing. What's it look like?
It goes right through its neck, and as I pull it out,
Oh.
yeah. So much for
Got
PG friendly,
head
boys.
pulled off. All right. Sandbalay, the master of illusion.
Is there only one left?
There is only one, full health, looking right at you.
So Sandbalay says, "You there? Have you seen the cup trick?" And Sandbalay produces a cup and he puts a ball on the cup. He says, "Behold, this is beyond your comprehension." And he pushes the ball down and then he lifts the cup. You know, the ball disappears and he lifts the cup and there it is. And then he says, "You should be much more impressed." And he throws the ball at him, which breaks into 3 darts. Magic missile.
That was sick.
I'm gonna give you advantage on that.
Well,
Well, unfortunately, it just hits, but
Yeah.
it hits for
Oh,
8.
it just hits. You don't have to roll for it.
Hit for 8 points of damage. Yeah, magic missile just hits.
he could
Great
get an
stuff.
inspiration for it, maybe.
I'll take some inspiration.
Ooh, yeah, I forgot. All right, inspiration, Dennis. That was sick.
What? And then Bear the Owl again comes swooping down from the other side. This time to distract the vile beast. To give the help action for Horan.
So
Thus ends my turn.
perfect. There's the one rust monster that's in front of you that you just like blew his mind.
Yeah, it's true.
And then the rust monster lunges at you because it's fucking pissed, dude. 13.
He's about to hit me, and then I say, "No!" And Owl the Bear jumps out from me and takes the hit, and then disappears. Ha ha! Run away now, creature! Run away!
You do have
Oh,
that
it's
bardic
just-
inspiration too on these attack rolls.
Word. So that was my armor class becomes 16 when I do that, so I don't know if that hits or not, but I tried
Nope,
to block.
does not. It does not hit. And now it's Owl's turn. Owl, the bear, or Bear
The
the
owl
owl.
swoops down and again creates a distraction for this thing to provide the help action to Horan to give him advantage.
Oh, is it my turn or is it the
Okay,
rust?
well, that's up to the DM, but
Hey,
it's,
Owl's turn. Now it's your turn.
Hmm.
You got the one that's kind of injured, just standing in front of Sandballet.
baffled by my magic cup trick. Say there, beast. I'm letting you think. Say there, beast. Do you know the light and heavy illusion? And Sandballet produces a box, and he just kind of spins it on his finger. Now it is light. All right, go ahead.
That was sick.
Go
That
your
was sick.
turn. I was just stalling for you.
You know what? I just start rattling off insults to this rust monster. You dare think a single rust monster can stand in front of the great Sandballet and Horan Homer and Owl the Bear and Bear the Owl? How dare you, creature? And as I'm doing, it's like getting like faster and faster, and it's basically starts to sort of ring through this creature's mind. And I need him to make a wisdom saving throw as he suffers from the effects of this vicious mockery.
11 plus 1, 12.
That is a fail. He will now take
Oh!
2d4 psychic damage. So that's only 3 points of damage, but he now has disadvantage on any attack roll.
Okay. Does this end your turn?
Yep.
All right. So Sandballet is spinning this light box on his finger, and he says, "Ha ha! It is light, but for you, it is heavy." And he sort of pushes this small box on top of the creature, and it crushes down, and it cracks open, and this frost, this snow-like frost, descends upon it. So I'm rolling at advantage because of the owl giving me the help action. So 21 to hit.
Yep, you fucked that shit up.
So 14 points of cold damage emanating from this box.
Woo! 14?
It cracks like an egg on him and just cold
This
pours
last rust monster is looking like garbage. It's
That's
looking
what I like to hear.
straight dog shit.
Run while you can, beast, and we will let you live. Ha ha!
It doesn't get into conflict too much, but it has a pretty short temper, so it's not running away. It's fucking pissed at you that you just changed weather. So he's just gonna try to roll and bite you.
But
And
It's-
gets 18.
But
Rolling at disadvantage.
it's disadvantage because my words ring through its mind. It's like, should I even be fighting this great creature? What am I doing?
And the answer
And
is
then I
no.
rolled a 14.
A 14 is about to hit me, and again, the bear leaps from my body and blocks the shot. Ha ha! Illusion.
And now it's Owl's turn.
Uh,
The owl.
so, Bear the Owl again! Come to me! And it swoops by this beast, and it rounds and circles and lands on Sandblay's shoulder, and he says, Alright, thus ends the owl's turn. Bear the Owl.
All right, Horan.
Do a thing.
Am I? I'm like a couple feet away, right? Like,
Yeah, you ran up on it.
all right.
Maybe.
I'm gonna run up on it and give him a leaping dagger strike, and I'm going to go ahead. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna save that. I'm just gonna go a leaping rapier strike. I'm sorry if I said dagger. 14 plus 6. That is a 20.
Yup.
So now I shall roll me damage. That is a 3 plus 3, 6. That is a 6.
And with that strike, you kill the last rust monster.
So right in the back,
Hard battle.
I stab it through the back of the neck, through the spine, this creature, and down him.
Boom. Look at that. How about that? First battle.
Well
Bravo,
done,
gentlemen.
Horan. Well done. Taught you well. Well played, sir. Well played indeed.
Was that
Bravo, gentlemen.
was that Sandblay talking to Corey the human?
Very nice, guys.
Corey,
So,
are you ready? Are you about ready to schedule your first piss break? Because that might have to happen within the next half hour.
Let's do it
Doing it
right
right
now.
now?
Now is
Yeah,
a
yeah.
perfect.
yeah, let's do it right now.
Word up.
I don't mean to call that for the DM, but I would appreciate it as well.
Yeah, let's do it.
Corey's
Take
first
it.
piss break as a DM, dude. Well done.
Oh my god.
First
so
battle,
sweet.
first piss break.
Go, bro.
I fucking love it. Dude, not too shabby, huh?
Doing a great job so far, boss.
Dude, DMing is fun as fuck. La 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 la. La 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 la. Yeah, so
Are you playing that
in
music?
that module it says when you guys go there, I'm supposed to roll a d6, and you guys can have a random encounter from Rust Monster to Bugbear to uh, Rust Monster, Giant Spider, Black Bear, Bugbear, Blink Dog, or Vile Bright. And
I
Rust
like all
Monster's kind
those.
of cool.
All those sound cool. Is that Dennis's music playing? Do you hear that?
Huh?
Do you see Dennis's music? Or can you hear that?
Oh yeah.
The final countdown, you could just kind of like sort of hear it. I love that.
That's funny. Dude, he is the champ of RPN.
Yeah, he's so good. Dennis's Sambla is OP.
Yep.
What's up, Brass?
What up, brah?
Your role playing is OP.
Listen
bro.
to some final countdown over there.
Yeah, just getting ready, getting my mind right.
Love that.
Yeah. All right. So the next couple days is pretty uneventful. You guys finish out the night. You set up camp, and then I'm sure you guys are gonna take a rest, right? Obviously, nothing crazy happens. You guys start to make it towards the town, and you realize that the town is pretty vacant. It's not a very big town. There's like a windmill, maybe 3 houses, and a very long road, a long gravel road that reaches out to like a house made of stone, very different from the others. But it's probably about 2 football fields length down a path, and it's a giant orchard. There's apple trees all throughout this orchard. So, as you guys walk through the orchard, you notice that there is a tree that almost looks like an ancient wizened face is on the tree. What do you do?
Is it like a humanoid looking face on there?
It's like a giant tree. It's this one tree that sticks out because it's the tallest, and it's a thick apple tree, which is kind of weird because all the other apple trees are like kind of skinny.
And there's like an actual like eyeballs and stuff that you said?
And it's hard to make out, but it kind of looks like there's a face on it.
Sanbalay, this isn't one of your illusions, is it? Surely it's an illusion, but it's not one of yours.
No, lad, you're very astute. I'm much too lowbrow a trick for the mighty Sanbalay.
This is
Come, Bear the Owl, look upon this strange tree for me. And Sanbalay sends Bear the Owl to inspect the tree up close, particularly the face.
So as the owl starts to descend and get closer to it, just one little eye pops open, and then his other eye, and then he goes, "Ugh. What do we have here?"
Why, hello, good sir. This is Horan Homa, and I am the mighty Sanbalay, master of illusion. Perhaps you've heard of me?
Never. You woke me from a nap for tricks. This is not an owl
Tricks!
that lives
How
here.
dare you, tree, sir? Tricks are something performed by strumpets, not illusionists.
What are you doing in my forest? You
Horin,
better not be damaging any of the trees.
Horin, tell him of the hobgoblins and our great apple quest.
You see, great tree? They say if you wish to make an apple pie from scratch, you must first invent the universe.
Okay, so you're gonna get inspiration.
But we cannot be going quite that far, and we seek to do the next best thing. We hear tales of an excellent apple pie recipe that resides somewhere in these lands, and we seek to extract it as quickly as we can. Can you help us, good Sir Tree?
Help you? The hobgoblins don't bother me. They leave my tree brethren alone. Why do I care if they're in... Why do I care if they're in your way?
Now, good sir, I look upon your apples, your fruit, the very fruit of your essence. They look delicious and awe-inspiring. May I sample your fruit? Now, the last time, he turns to Horn. The last time I asked that question, again, a reference to strumpets, but I digress. May I have your fruit, good sir?
I'd rather you not eat part of me. That doesn't sound very nice.
Well, sir,
Sounds kind of weird.
then what is the point of being an apple tree if one is to not eat your delicious apples? They are, after all, delicious.
You
These
stray from your
apples
nature,
belong
good tree.
to the forest.
So be it. Well, listen, hobgoblins are not known for their love of nature, as my friend the poet Horin Homer is. So, given the chance to choose between us and the hobgoblins, I would suggest that you be Team Stanbelay in this matter. If you have nothing to contribute, we will carry on, but I assure you, sir, hobgoblins are vile beasts that will not ask so nicely for your fruit. They will simply take it.
They have never asked for my fruit, and don't you dare threaten me in my forest. And as you say that, this fucking massive tree unroots itself, right? Massive roots come out of the ground, and now he's like able to walk. Like you kind of like pissed him off a little bit.
Uh-oh.
Now it's for the quest of this apple pie that you magician, you illusionist speak of. I remember Granny talked very much to the dryads who lived in the deep of this orchard, just down farther, outside the house. I haven't seen them in ages, for I've been sleeping for the last couple of years. They should still be around. They live in this forest. But that's all I know.
Oh, dryads, then we're in luck. My father was trained under dryads in the Feywild. They surely have heard of him. Where, good Sir Tree, we mean not, we mean no quarrels with you. Where can we find these dryads? I wish to speak with them.
As you say that, he puts his roots back into the ground, like he kind of regrounds himself. And you see the top of his tree, like his hair, nudge over towards the house. If you head more towards the house, they usually had their home off of the left of the path. Go to the left, not the right. And then with that final word, he closes his eyes and goes back to sleep. So it's like, imagine a long line of of trees, right? I sent a picture in the chat of what this road looks like. It's like a dirt path with just rows of trees, like really kind of like perfectly aligned. You definitely know this was like a farm orchard at one point.
This looks
You
like my
just
Animal
left the
Crossing
road
island.
across the field. I'm sorry, say it again.
Looks like my Animal Crossing island, dude.
Excuse me. So it's just that where he was talking about was just before Granny's house, off to the left.
Hmm.
So do you want to go try and talk to them?
Oh no, one does not simply talk to a hobgoblin. Oh no, no, no.
These are the dryads.
Oh, the dryads, yes. Oh, so the home of the dryads. Understood. Absolutely. Horan, creatures of the Feywild are your domain. Please, take us to them. Make friends, and let them know they are in the greatness. Sandbelay, master of illusion.
So as you guys walk closer, the scent of apples is even thicker. The older trees are arranged in a neat, orderly rows, but the saplings that have sprouted since the goblins took over are like everywhere. There's a whispering sound that doesn't seem to come from just the leaves rustling in the wind, and early ripened apples litter the ground. As you approach, one of the apples flies by your head, narrowly missing you, Horan. And the sound of whispering is joined by the sound of giggling. And you see 3 dryads. I just sent a link. Or I just
Sweet.
sent a picture.
Oh,
So
shoot.
3 of those creatures are just giggling, laughing. And they're just a little bit of a ways from you.
I have seen this trick, good Horan. I used it once in my act when my assistant was a beautiful woman. She would appear and disappear at my beckoning. But she was not as beautiful as these nymphs of the forest.
Rare creatures indeed.
I beseech you, speak to them.
I did not think that we would have a chance to speak with dryads today. What a lucky day this turned out to be. And I walk up to one of them and I say, "Hello, dear dryads. I am son of the great Horace Homer. Surely you've heard of him."
The second you said that name, just one of their eyes, just one of them out of the 3, got big. And she turns to the other, and you don't hear what she says. She's just like, pss, 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 pss. And then that one turns to the other one and then goes, pss, 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 pss. They don't say anything to you. They're just staring at you. But they said something. The name did something.
I see from your reaction. Maybe one of you even trained him yourself. I'm here to present to you for a moment the great and powerful master of illusions, Sandbelay, and we are here in your forest to seek your help. We are on an important quest, one of the most important we've ever been on. A quest for the greatest apple pie recipe. And we were wondering if maybe you could be of service to us. Is there any way you can help?
Perhaps they do not understand. Perhaps I shall help. And Sandbelay walks forward and says, "Now listen, creatures. We were sent by Tenarius, a great wizard." And he creates the illusion of a wizard's tower. And he sent us on a quest, and he morphs it into an apple to find the most delicious apples. And then and it becomes a apple pie complete with scent, smell, and warmth emanating from it to find the granny's greatest apple pie recipe. And we will smite. And he turns it into a very, very small image of hobgoblins, rampaging we will smite these hobgoblins and leave with the greatest treasure. An apple pie made with the power of love and illusion. Now help
The
us
second
beat.
that you showed the vision of the hobgoblins, and what did you do? Did you like smush your hands and like you like kill them,
Just miss them. Like,
smash them?
yeah.
The second they saw that, again they did the same thing. One whispers, then the other one whispers the other one, and then the middle one, who looks like she's the oldest, she turns to Sambalay and says, "Those hobgoblins have destroyed our forest. They are like leeches here. What are you gonna do to help us?"
Well, if you point us in their direction, we shall drive them from this land. They will trouble you no more, good lady.
Abominations of the forest.
But
This
perhaps you should speak with the grumpy apple tree.
he could work on his manners a bit. We are only here to help.
Indeed.
Give Sambalay, do a persuasion check.
I just rolled a crit 1, so I'm going to use that inspiration that I have.
Nice.
And I came back with a 14 plus, 15 is my roll.
All right, perfect. So they say, if you go around to the back through the loading dock, you might have a better chance to get a jump on them. They've kind of made a home out of Granny's old bakery. But if you go around the back, you might have a better shot than going through the front door.
Well, this is very helpful. Do you know how many fiends we will be facing?
Well, there are patrols that sometimes scout this area, and usually no more groups of maybe 3. But I haven't seen them in quite some time. I don't know if they're still there. I try to avoid them best I can. They do kind of smell after all.
Foul creatures. We can't blame you for that one.
Now, what was this apple pie that you showed us? What are you looking for?
As I
Perhaps
said,
you could explain.
we are on an epic quest. A quest from a great wizard. We come in search of an excellent grandma's apple pie recipe, and we've heard it's in this village.
Horan, give me persuasion check. Why not?
I do have some persuasion.
Oh shit.
What is that?
Wait till I have my wizard's hat.
What?
Damn.
I have plus 10 persuasion.
What?
This is gonna be so good.
25.
Oh my god. With that, they look at you and they say, "Oh, Grandma's recipe. You know, she was a smart woman. She was always worried that they were after her lucky apple pie." I tried to make a Lucky Charms joke. I'm sorry, I couldn't do it. She was always worried that somebody was after her recipe. She kept half of it in her apartment, in her room, the other half in her office. So the recipe is gonna be in 2 places. She split it in 2 for fear that somebody would grab them.
That's how you know it's a great recipe. She's went to great lengths to maintain its privacy. Any good bard will tell you they do the same with their most secret and current works.
Yes, yes. People are always trying to steal my secrets of illusion. Granny was a wise woman. Perhaps you could direct us to her home, so we may find the first part of her recipe.
If you head up the road, just about 50 more yards up through the orchard, you'll stumble right upon it.
Well, that was quite simple.
Please get rid of them. This land is better off without them. And with that, they
Yeah.
kind of materialize and disappear.
Nice.
So
Hell yeah.
I just sent you guys a map.
What's
I
that?
sent you a map. That's got some numbers in it, just for my sake to keep the rooms in order,
Yeah.
just so I remember what the hell I'm looking at.
All right.
So obviously, you see the 2 tracks that go up. That's the front door. You have some bushes that are in the front. You guys start to roll up to the front of the house, and nothing fishy. The loading dock is around the back. You see those 2 brown doors all the way on the other
Word.
side?
Yep.
That is the loading dock, I
Well,
think.
So Sanbalay pulls Horan aside. He's like, "All right. So, if we I'll make an illusion of a giant horse, and you will hide inside of the horse. We will knock upon the door and roll the horse in as a gift to the hobgoblins. There, you will sleep and stay for 24 hours, upon which you will sneak out from the horse and be set upon them. Meanwhile, I will be digging a hole by which I will trap them in, with various baubles that I have upon my person. Are you keeping up, lad? Are you paying attention?"
Your wisdom and brilliance is unmatched, great Sir Sanbalay, but I think I may have come up with a simpler solution.
Oh, it should be a cow. Yes, we will make an illusionary cow to hide you in.
Well, that plan is excellent, but just hear me out. Hear me out. What if instead we didn't waste those 24 hours and we still do have a show to get to before the next 10 day? What if we just simply went around to the back and I used my stealthy ways to sneak in through the back? How would that suffice, or should we go the whole Trojan cow route? What say you?
Well, without an illusionary cow, how do you expect to get by the gods and be set upon them in their sleep? Think about it, lad.
Oh,
Well?
surely there's still room for the illusionary cow. But maybe we'll skip the part about waiting 24 hours and barging through the front door.
Well, I have an idea then. And with that, Sanbalay beckons him. We take the wide route around the back of the house, attempting to be stealthy.
Yes.
Give me a stealth check, son. Both of yous.
17.
And I got a... Where's my stealth? I also got a 17.
Nice. So you guys go around back. You see a patrol you see how there's like the line of trees right behind it? You see a patrol of 3 hobgoblins kind of make their way through. You're able to avoid, you get by them pretty easy. You hop in that bush, they don't even see. Once they pass, you go around to the back where the 2 doors are, and you are good to go in. So what do you do?
I think
I had wanted to conjure an image of a cow, but it appears as if the door is simply unguarded.
How about this? What if I sneak ahead and should anyone attempt to attack me, you can feel free to summon or conjure your false cow to protect me.
How many times must I explain this to you? Conjuration is the thing of wizards of old, of bringing things in from another plane. Illusion, it is not there, but in your mind.
Ah, yes. Well, anyways, I'd like to I'd like to jump up what is it, what does it look like if we
Okay, yeah. So you guys walk through the loading dock area. Number 8. You see where the number 8 is? The bakery floor is a wide open space with high ceilings with exposed wooden beams. Sound echoing throughout the room. 2 stone rooms stand one side with heavy barred doors keeping them closed. Between them is a small glass cabinet with an even smaller mallet hanging on the chain. 6 long workbenches fill the center of the room, covered with pie tins, rolling pins, and other baking equipment. Some of the rolling pins are still rolling lazily back and forth, some enchantment keeping them in motion. Dulled knives chop at the apples that haven't been there in years. Imagine like a giant conveyor belt of everything
Yeah.
you would see to make a, and it's like ka-chunk, ka-chunk, ka-chunk. On the other side, there are 6 massive ovens, their doors still opening periodically as if remembering they were supposed to. Tall chimneys rise from each oven to pierce the ceiling overhead. The whole area is a mess and not the work of a professional baker. Looks like someone has tried and failed to teach themselves how to make the pie. So, what do you do?
are there any hobgoblins in sight?
That you can see of? No, nothing right now. And you have all those rooms laid out. I did a number 2 this way to make it easier for us. If you guys wanted to
Alright.
go to a room, you guys could say a number, or you guys want to explore this room more.
Well, I would just like to make a general investigation check of this area to see if there's anything beyond your description that I noticed. Footprints, a recipe. Just a general investigation of this open area, if that's okay.
Yeah.
So I have a very high intelligence, so 21.
Okay, all right,
Nice.
perfect. With that check, you kind of see that so you see where number 4, 6, 4, and 5 is. There's
Yeah.
kind of like there's a room, and then imagine like a rafter that's above it that kind of looks down, and you see 3 hobgoblins that have their backs turned to you, and they're kind of talking like playing a game, but they're on top of the rooms. They're not inside of the rooms. So think of like a big rafter. You see
Yep.
them kind of like. You just
And
kind of hear them go.
they're clearly unaware of us right now, yes?
Yeah, they don't know you're there yet.
So I will put a hand up to get Horan's attention and point them out, and then Sandbelay puts a finger to his lips, and then he gestures. Can we get underneath them without them seeing us, or
Yeah, they're pretty.
okay.
Whatever they're doing right now, they're pretty distracted in what they got going on.
Okay.
It could be like a game or something. It's hard to make
Right.
out from your point of view.
Yeah, so I'm gonna make a gesture that we kind of creep underneath them where they can't. I want to get where they can't look down and see us.
Okay. Here's an idea. I motion to Sandbelay to either use some sort of illusion magic or do something to hide, my man. So let us simply just hide for a second here.
Yes.
And I would
Yes.
like to. Let's see. Are those hobgoblin within 30 feet of me, or are they further?
Yeah, I'd say 30. That's fine.
All right. Well, I would like to cast the spell Suggestion as I suggest a course of activity. Let me just read this for you. Suggest a course of activity limited to a sentence or two. Magically influence a creature you could see within range that can hear you and understand you. Creatures that can't be charmed are immune to this effect. The suggestion must be worded in a manner to make the course sound somewhat reasonable, asking the creature to stab itself or throw it onto a spear or kill itself just ends the spell. He must make a wisdom saving throw. On a failed save,
He does what you tell him.
yes.
So is it all 3 of them, or is there just one?
Just one of them.
Okay. So I got to make a wisdom saving.
Yep.
That is a 16.
Oh shoot. I think. Does he know that I?
I believe with suggestion, yes.
Okay. He hasn't said. All right. I'm gonna use my bardic inspiration to increase this his save DC here. That is a 6. So that puts me up to like a 21, I believe now.
Oh, nice.
All
But
right.
you are going to have to say something, so the other two are going to know we're here.
Oh shit. Oh, it's like a actual verbal command.
I believe so. I'm 90% sure. Let me
Yeah,
double check.
I think you're right. Um,
Do you want to roll with that, or do you want me
I
to?
kind of don't. Yeah, I don't love that. I was kind of thinking I was gonna convince him to try to convince his pals that there was like a emergency outside that they had to attend to. But
You
if
would
I had to
have
talk,
verbally-
yeah,
you
yeah,
have
all
to
right,
say to him, it's like a Jedi mind trick. These are not the droids you're looking
all
for.
right,
That's
all right,
basically.
all right. Sorry, guys. This is that's why we're doing this, though, because
Why
I'm
we're
not
doing this,
familiar
yeah.
with all these new spells.
Oh, good.
So, while we're hiding, what I instead do is cast advanced minor illusion over where we were, and I produce a cow. And
Yes.
the cow goes. "Meow." There's just a cow inside by the door. Like, so I'm assuming it sounds like they're up in the ceiling around like 4.
Yeah.
My cow is by the double doors by the loading dock where we snuck in, and the cow's just walking around. And
The
we're
second it sees, so here's the moo, and then one of them turns around and he goes, "Why'd you leave the door open? The door. What are you doing? You let the cow in? Where did the cow come from? We haven't even seen cows here." And all three of them, they come down. It's like, imagine like the Three Stooges of hobgoblins. Like, they're slapping each other, they're hitting each other, like, yeah, yeah, yeah. And they walk over and they don't even notice you guys because you guys are hiding. And that was a beautiful play. And the three of them, one opens the door, and then the two of them are pushing the cow out the door.
so
And
the second they go to touch the cow, it's an illusion, so it's not there. So
Okay.
it would,
Change
they would
the
essentially pass through it and realize that it is not real. So, but I'm going to
Alright,
keep
so-
having it moo.
Like it's like glitched.
Yeah.
so now,
It's like phasing in and out.
so the cow is like by the crates, right? So you got one that was just holding the doors open. They're huge, heavy doors. The other two, one pushes and he falls into the crates. And it's very like slapstick comedy. Like, I'm really stressing the fact that these guys are like Three Stooges. And Curly stands up and his back is turned to you, and he just kind of scratches his head like he doesn't know what the hell is going on. And they're more concerned with trying to figure out their cow problem now than what you guys got going on.
Well, I would like to attempt to cast a spell. Now, basically the way this works is if they don't see us, we would roll initiative. If they don't know we're here, whoever doesn't realize that we're here doesn't act on their turn. Like, they basically lose the first round of initiative, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But the second I cast an attack spell, it would put us into initiative. So, would you like us to roll initiative? Because I'm about to color spray these people.
Love to
Yeah,
hear
let's
that.
So they got 8.
Sandbalay got a 12.
I got a natural 1 plus like 5. Yeah, I'm probably last.
All right. So,
So we got Sambalay,
They need
Goblin,
to-
or
they need to make a perception check against our stealth. So,
3.
my stealth check is a 12. You got to roll for all 3 of them. It's like a group
9.
check. Yeah.
10. So a 3, 9, and a 10.
All right. So, what about you there?
I had a
Make
21.
your stealth. Oh, they don't know we're here, so we have the surprise round on them. So they don't get to go this turn. So Sandbalay casts the spell Color Spray. So he basically takes like a pinch of sand that is 3 different color sands, one red, one yellow, and one blue. And when he throws it kind of in their direction, this 15-foot cone of dazzling, flashing colored light springs from his hand. So that's 11, 17, 21. I'm rolling like dog shit. 22. So basically, 22 points of damage go their way.
21.
So here's what happens. It starts with the creature with the hold on. In ascending order of their current hit points. So it starts with the lowest creature, and he takes however much it takes to kill him, and then it works its way up. And it doesn't kill him. What it actually does is it blinds them, so they have the blinded effect.
What does blind do? Is it
Blind
give them disadvantage?
Their attacks are at disadvantage. We attack them with advantage.
Nice.
So
Yes.
did they take damage from that, Dennis?
No. Basically, so like whatever their hit points are, let's say they had 10 hit points each. With that roll of 22, 2 of them would be blinded.
Okay, so you got.
If he has more than 22, if he has more than 22 hit points, then I unfortunately did not blind any of them.
No, you got
'Cause I rolled
2
like
right now that can't see. So the one holding
Okay.
the door, he wasn't affected by it. The other 2 that
Okay.
were looking at the cow, now they're like, what the fuck?
All right. So that thus ends my turn. Actually, I got to
Next in
roll.
order would be
initiative.
the hobgoblins, but since you got the surprise attack, it just goes right to
Yep.
Orin.
Correct. Orin, you're up.
You have
And then-
advantage, son.
And then Bear the Owl.
But there's
Oh, yeah,
one.
that's right.
There's one last hobgoblin that's unaffected right now, and he just doesn't know quite where we're at right now. That's the
Yeah, he
sitch.
has no idea what's going on. He just sees his buddies getting blinded, and a cow's in there.
Okay. And in sort of a hypnotic, like, whisper that's somehow ringing through his mind, he just hears the words, run, run. And this is me casting the command spell, and he needs to make a wisdom saving throw.
15.
Oh, yep, he saves. Okay, he saves. So he just hears that in his mind, and he gets very confused, but he saves. If he failed that, basically, he would have had to, like, use his movement to run away from us. But he passed, so no biggie.
All right, cool.
So
So
seeing
you're done with your
that,
turn then?
you done?
Yep.
All right. So seeing that, Bear the Owl, I command him to swoop at the unaffected one to distract him with the intent of giving us advantage on our attacks. So
Sick.
yeah, the issue is that we were not able to take advantage of these blinded creatures. So I am going to cast. Sandbalay begins gesticulating, and he creates a. Suddenly, you see 2 other Sandbalays, boom, boom, jump next to him, and they begin kind of moving like this. So there's just 3 Sandbalays in mirror image of him, and he says, "Ha ha! I know you cannot see creatures, but when you do, you will see not me, but an illusion." Thus ends Sandbalay's turn.
Sick.
Nice. So you got the 2 hobgoblins that are blinded, And
They
one
would
that
they
is.
would get they would get their sight back this turn.
Oh,
Unfortunately.
okay.
Oh
Okay.
shoot. Okay, my bad.
So hobgoblins, they rub their eyes. So imagine this, right? So imagine you see a fucking cow and then you go to push it and you go through the cow. Then you
Yeah.
stand back up. He's rubbing his eyes. And then when he opens his eyes, he sees 2 of Sandblade, right? So I don't think they've seen you, have they, Horan? So
They would know where he is because he cast the spell.
right.
okay, all right. So the 2 of them rub their eyes and they split. So one goes towards the illusion, one goes towards the other illusion, right? Because there's 2 illusions, Dennis.
Yeah, so basically it's called mirror image. So the way it works is whenever a creature attacks me, I have to roll a d20, and if it hits, I have to see if it's going to hit me or one of my illusions. They don't really have a choice. They just attack,
Okay.
and then we find out if it's me or the illusion that they hit. If they hit.
Okay. So I run over to the illusions, and one takes a swing. That's a 20
Oof.
for
Alright,
one hit.
hold on.
What do we do now?
I have 3 duplicates, so I have to roll a 6 or higher to get them to hit my illusion. I rolled a 16, so he indeed hits my illusion. So instead of doing damage to me, when he swings, he hits it, and the image of Sandblade goes, ha ha! And then it disappears as he hits it.
Then the other one goes over and takes a swing at the other one and does 15 hit.
So again, I rolled the 12, so he hits the other Sandblade, who says, ha ha! And then he disappears.
All right, so just picture the scene that this is just sheer. You guys are just completely messing with these hobgoblins' minds, right? Like this is just so crazy. You made a cow appear, you blinded them, 2 of them take a swing at him. Now the third one sees their 2 friends miss, and he gets scared and books it out the back. He is just hightailing it out the back door.
Beautiful.
And thus ends the hobgoblin's turn.
If you know what's good for you, you will join your friend in fleeing. Ha ha!
And I actually just I'm gonna go ahead and cast.
It's your turn.
Oh, sorry. Wait, what'd you say? Is it my turn?
Yep.
Okay, cool. I'm going to echo what he was just saying. If you know what's best for you, you will flee. As I cast Dissonant Whispers, and it's sort of like a haunting voice he hears inside his mind, telling him that he should fear us and he should flee. And I need you to make a wisdom saving throw, and I'm going to use my bardic inspiration on this one. So, wisdom saving throw.
Is that a 1? Uh-oh.
1.
Oh,
Crit fail, bro.
well, on that one, my spell save would have been like a 23, so that would have been tough to beat anyway. So he's gonna take.
In effect,
What's up?
does he take damage, or does he just listen to what you say?
He takes 3d6 psychic damage and must immediately use its reaction to move as far as its speed allows away from me. So I'm gonna roll 3d6. 5,
So give me that damage. Give me
6,
what
9.
So you hit him with this, and you kill him. So what does it look like?
Oh
Kill
shoot!
this guy.
He sort of hears these voices in his mind, and he doesn't know if he should run or if he should be fighting us. He sees this other guy run, and it's like he's having like an anxiety attack, and then he just sort of collapses as his mind overloads and steam comes out of his Three Stooges ears. And the other one says, "Whoop, whoop, 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 whoop."
Well played.
So now it is. Oh, is that the end of your turn, Mike?
Yep.
Now it is Owl turn. Owl fair.
Again, Bear, do your thing! And Bear swoops down at the hobgoblin, who I imagine at this point is spooked to all get out. And the owl again lands on Sandbelay's hand. He says, "Aha!" And he waves his hand, and the owl sort of transforms into basically a snowball, and he throws a ray of frost at the creature. Does an 18 hit?
Oh god, yeah.
He takes 9 cold damage.
Woo. Hobgoblin's not looking so good.
Moo. Thus ends Sandbelay's turn.
So.
Uh-oh.
We lost
Very
him.
concerned about our technology next week.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
After that.
Wait, Corey.
Hello?
Oh. We were losing you there for a second.
Ah,
Check 1, check 2.
there you go.
He back.
Illusion.
Alright. So you chill touch the other hobgoblin.
I lost this video.
It starts clattering its teeth, its knees are shaking. And it disengages and heads towards the back door. Books it. That's its action. That's it.
Corey, can you refresh your camera? He's back.
There you- Yes.
How about this?
He's back.
Yeah,
We're good.
You're on a major delay, and you keep freezing and then going bye-bye.
Oh shit.
It's
That's
good.
weird.
It is good for me right now.
Yeah, for me, it looks like
Okay.
you're in a kung fu movie. It's like, oh, nice.
All right, so the last goblin hightails it and follows his hobgoblin friend out the back door, thus ending
So-
his turn.
So Sandbelay
and,
Sandbelay looks out the back door and watches them running, and again casts minor illusion of the cow chasing them. The cow, "Mrrr, mrrr," just chasing them away.
Take inspiration, my friend. Congrats, guys.
Love that.
Now, let us
Inspiration.
find that recipe.
So yeah, so you guys are now in the empty room, nobody to be found, but you have all these different rooms. And the Dryad said that the old lady split it into 2, one being the bedroom, one being her office, or so they think.
All right. Well, I will first. Sandbelay will close and lock the doors if they lock from the inside,
Yeah.
and then let us do what the great character in the novel Scooby of the Doo does, and split the gang and search for the recipe.
I'm so proud of you for taking all these stories I impart with you, Sandbelay. It makes me prouder than anything.
Your words project illusions upon the mind, my bardic friend. And Sandbelay is going to go to.
So should we do this for time's sake? Because this is the last part of it, and then I
Okay.
want to give you guys. I have a surprise for doing the quest that I'm giving you. So there's kind of a couple parts. How late are you guys good till?
Let's see, what time is it now?
'Cause it's 10:20 right now.
I don't know. What can you do, Spooches?
I'll do whatever, dogs.
All right. Yeah, I have to be done by 11.
Okay, so we're gonna make it happen. So number 9 is Granny's bedroom. All right, so that's the bedroom, and the office is number 5. So I'll give you guys that just off the top, so that way you guys can
All right.
can do what you need to.
So I was going to go check out number 9 anyhow. So I suppose I will check out 9, and I will. Sandbelay proclaims as he opens the door. Ah, Horn, my friend, it smells of old lady and apple peels in here. Ugh.
In most scenarios, that's not a great thing, but in this one, it's quite perfect.
As you yell that, you see sleeping in the bed is a giant figure, and it's just raising. It's going up and down. And the second you said, "It smells like old lady in here," the creature stands up from his bed and says, and there you go, it's in the chat.
Roll initiative.
Oh.
Bastard.
I do. Oh, there it is.
Oh, that's a big old
A
hobgoblin.
bugbear.
A bugbear.
Bugbear.
Bugbear, it is indeed.
Wakes up
Look at 'em all.
from the bed and says, "Who are you calling a lady?"
Oh,
Roll initiative.
and I shall.
Clark, is that you?
17.
No way! I rolled another 1 on my initiative. That puts me at 6.
Say that again. So I got a 17. What'd you guys get?
6.
17 as well. We should have a roll off.
How does that work, Dennis? Does that mean you go?
Well, the way you're technically supposed to do it is whoever is the highest dex modifier. So I get a +1 dex. I have a 12 dex. So, but what we typically house rule it is we have a roll off. We just
I get
roll
+2.
220.
Roll off.
I rolled a 14.
Let's do another one. I got a 14 too.
Stop it.
I'm just kidding. I got a 16.
Oh, because I just rolled
I
a
got a
20.
16.
Take that.
You
So,
bastard.
All right, so you go first.
Dennis first.
No, you beat me. You said you rolled a 16. I only rolled a 14.
Bugbear. Oh shit! Yeah. Okay. Okay. Cool. So he springs up from his bed. He grabs his freaking giant mace. And he takes a swing at you with his Morning Star. So. Ooh. It is a 3 + 4. Does a 7 hit?
Does not. Ha ha!
Misses. Dennis, your turn.
So, Sandbelay says, "You have fallen for my trap, bugbear. Now, I will give you one chance to surrender. No? Well, then feel the wrath of Sandbelay.
I'm not surrendering.
Sandbelay, master of illusion." And with that, Sandbelay disappears and becomes invisible.
What?
Yup. Love that.
So, and I
Warren, are you in the middle of the bakery?
no, I'd be right at the door, right? I opened the door to 9. He stood up from the bed. He ran up to attack Sandbelay. Sandbelay turns invisible and then moves because he can't see me. He could take a disadvantaged attack as I disengage if he hears me or whatever. But I'm moving away to hide. But my action is to use invisibility, and then I use my movement, but I'm moving away from him. So even though he can't see me, he could like hear the floorboard creak. He does have a reaction. He could take a disadvantaged swipe if you think that that's appropriate. That's up to you.
Nah, I'm gonna say you disappear.
All right, so I move away. I'm just gonna give him about 15 feet between us and attempt to hide, which I can't roll hiding or stealth right now because well, I could roll stealth. I can't hide just yet because I'm invisible. I rolled a 14 stealth. So I'm invisible. I've moved away. Thus ends Sandbelay's turn.
Yeah, and I would have been like sort of at the door. Not in the room with him yet, but like at the door.
Okay.
So is it my turn now?
All right, perfect. So your turn, Mike.
Okay. Word.
What you gonna do, Warren?
So as Sandbelay disappears and he's sort of noticing this is a bugbear waking up from a nice relaxing slumber to the smell of apple pie, and he sees this mage in front of him who just disappears, and he's like getting his wits about him. And as he does that, I just run over and just jump and attempt to pierce him with my rapier. I'm not wasting any time. That's a nat 20.
What?
Yup. So how does that work? Do I physically roll 2 die?
It's up to Corey. By rule, you roll double damage dice, and you add your modifier just once. So if the spell does 1d8, you roll 2d8, and then you add your modifier once.
Word.
The way we house rule it is you do maximum dice damage, and then you roll the. So if it were 1d6 damage, we say you did 6, and then you roll a d6 and add it. You know what I'm saying?
Oh shoot.
Yep. Let's do
Because
that.
we don't like when you crit and you roll 2d6 and you roll 2 1s. It's
Right.
Like, well, who can freaking crit then?
Right.
So our house rule.
I like
to
that.
you guys is you do but the problem is monsters do the same thing to us. So that's the
Word.
you know,
All right.
that's the-
So, that means that I do I do a D8 plus 3, so that is 11, and I'll do another D8.
Yep. As long as Corey's cool with that house rule.
So that's 15 points of damage, as I think Sanbalay unintentionally sort of set up a little bit of a distraction as he disappeared in front of his eyes.
How much was that? I'm sorry.
15.
How much damage?
15?
So boom, Sambalay disappears. You jump at him. Boom, you stab him with a rapier. Where do you stab him? What? Are you stabbing him in the neck?
No, I think I get him in like the shoulder.
Okay, respect. Now it is Owl the bear turn.
Yeah. So I did not reconjure him, unfortunately. So it is not yet his turn. On my turn, I will bring him back, and that is exactly where he'll go. So, but he's not back yet. In fairness.
I
I
you
dismissed
piss off
him.
the bugbear, takes a swing at you. What'd you say?
Yeah, I had dismissed the owl. Remember to turn him into a. So in fairness, he's not available, unfortunately, yet.
Gotcha. Bugbear takes a swing at Jesus Christ, Horan, and does 13 hit?
It does not hit, as I nimbly dodge out of the way.
As he swings his Morning Star, he smashes the nightstand, and from the nightstand, a massive explosion, and you see the recipe fall to the floor.
Oh shoot.
And it is Sanbalay's turn.
So seeing that, I'm going to try to sneak by this enraged bugbear and scoop up the recipe.
For time's sake, we're just gonna say that's the completed recipe.
Yep.
Okay.
Just because there's a whole nother thing on the other side, and I think we're
Yep.
gonna be cutting it real close.
It's all good.
Okay.
So we'll say that's the recipe right there, the whole recipe.
So Samblay sneaks over. Do you want me to roll a stealth or?
Yeah. Roll
Right.
stealth.
We typically, again, house rule. We typically roll at advantage when you're invisible, but that's up to you.
Yeah.
All right. So in that case, it's a 20. I rolled a 20 to sneak by. So I don't know if he's going to make a perception check to contest that 20.
Yeah, it doesn't happen.
All right. So I sneak by, and Sanbalay pockets the recipe, and he just says illusion, and uses his bonus action to produce Bear the owl out of the material into the prime material plane. Thus ends his turn.
All right, Horan, your turn.
So just this damaged bugbear in front of me here. I think I'm just gonna basically keep engaging this fool in hand-to-hand combat. As I jab him in the shoulder, and then he takes a swing at me and I dodge, and then I does a 18 hit.
Yep.
And I sort of duck underneath his swing, and I come back with another rapier poke to the belly for 8 damage.
All right. the bugbear on its last legs here. I'm sorry, it's Owl's turn now, huh? Right, he goes at the end of the rotation.
Yep. So he flies out and does his typical distraction. He kind of gets up in this bugbear's face and is like, "Ha, ha," and kind of flapping his wings, whoo, and then flies away. But he has distracted him to create an opening to give advantage to our friend Orin.
All right, so bugbear tries to swat away the owl, and he's pissed. Right? Not only did you call him a lady, but you stabbed him in the tummy, you stabbed him in the shoulder, and he takes one swing at you with his mace for 20.
That'll do it.
All right, he hits you for 11 points of damage.
Oof, that hits big.
And that's it. That ends the bugbear's turn.
All right.
Sanbalay, the master of illusion.
So, Sanbalay is completely invisible. He is that a window I see in Granny's room?
Yep.
So I'm going to open the window, and Sanbalay is going to go out the window. And then from the outside, I'm going to cast at advantage because I am invisible. I am going to cast Ray of Frost. That is a 26 to hit for 6 points of damage. I rolled like poop. 6 points of cold damage, which then makes me visible. And as the cold sort of strikes his back and he kind of turns over his shoulder, and I'm like, ha ha! Illusion. And remember, I still have one clone of me. So there's two now, me and this other mirror image dancing around outside the window with Granny's recipe.
So as you hit him with, it was Ray of Frost, right?
Correct.
You hit him with Ray of Frost in the back, and boom, it hits him in the back, and he falls dead. And as he hits the ground, you go, illusion, thus ending combat.
Word.
All right, gentlemen, so you now have the recipe.
Oh, yeah.
Just for the sake of making this easy, we'll say you guys go back to the Wizard Town, the Wizard Tower, and talk to Tyrant.
So we have all our spells and whatnot back because it's several days travel.
Yep, exactly. Finally, adventurers, you are back. Thank you. Did you find the recipe?
Sanbalay says, "Of course we did. We are masters of illusion."
Yes, I should have known, Masters of Illusion. The old man's face lights up. Did you handed off the recipe to him?
Yep.
I guess I am now. Yep.
Sorry, I ruined it for you.
That's okay. No. I knew there was a twist coming, so I handed him the recipe for the twist.
Of course. It all makes sense, he says. And he uses, nope, that doesn't make sense. And he rummages through the drawer, and he starts, kind of flinging ingredients over his shoulder left and right. And he puts this vial right to your face. I should have known all along. The secret was in front of my face.
It was nutmeg, wasn't it?
Aha!
It was cinnamon. Oh, how did I not see cinnamon? It is the most common recipe.
What sort of fool cannot see the simplest of answers?
Gentlemen, now I have promised you a reward, and I may be old, but a man of honor I am. And he opens his trunk by his bed, and he gives you... we'll do Horan first. So in the chat, let's see if this works for me. Boop. A cloak. It is a cloak of charming. When you have this cloak, expend one of its 10 charges to cast Charm Person, Command, or Comprehend Language
Ooh.
from it using your spell save DC. I'm going to take all this information and I'm going to put it in the chat so you can save it for next time.
Oh, do
figured
we
this would
start
give
with
us
this
some-
for next time?
Yep, so you guys are going to start with these.
I like the tail on it.
It does look sexy.
It's supposed to be. So I took the verbiage from Staff of Charming, but I wanted to make a cloak because he throws this cloak towards you and says, for a charming gentleman such as yourself, this seems very fit. And he hands over the cloak to you. And then, Sambole, I have a very special cloak for you. And gives you a cloak of displacement. So this cloak creates an illusion that makes it appear as if you're standing near your actual location, but not completely right. Creatures trying to hit you with any sort of attack roll will have disadvantage to hit, but before you take any damage, creatures no longer have disadvantage to hit you to the start of your next turn. That make sense?
Wait, I don't get that. Wait, what?
Sorry, read that again.
Creatures trying to hit you with any sort of attack roll will have disadvantage to hit. But if you take damage, the creature no longer has disadvantage to hit you until the start of their next turn.
Oh, sick.
So it's kind of a way for you to create an illusion without having to use a spell slot.
Yeah, that's cool. Is that
Just
is
some
that
fun
a magic
RP
item?
stuff. Yep.
That's sick.
So there. Boom. Thank you, adventurers, for finding out the secret recipe of cinnamon.
You know, I was going to suggest cinnamon before we even left. I could have saved you the trouble. Us the trouble.
Nice.
So, what do you think? Not too shabby?
Well done,
Touche.
Corey.
Well done. First rodeo is the hardest one.
There
Well
was
done.
supposed to be like a. There's gonna be 2 bugbears and a hobgoblin captain in the other room, but we didn't have the time for it.
Yeah, that's fine. And listen, I would take the same approach, next week. Time. You want to keep it moving. If we were just playing just for us, right? Then who cares? We could just play more next time, right? But to have an audience, we want to keep the storyline moving. So, well done, sir. Well done. I think a good rule in general, but I would think especially in a stream, and I think you kind of did this tonight. Like, hold on, let me go here. There we go. Like, I don't know if you guys notice, and you did it tonight, Core. Like, there are times that I'll be like, blah, 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 and you arrive at the door. You know what I mean? Like, if I know there's, you want to go to a place and there's no traps, there's no trick, there's no advantage to sneaking around, I just put you at the door, there it is, and then I let you decide what you want to do. But if, like, decisions need to be made, like, do you sneak in the window, do you go, then I set you further away, and kind of whatever. So you did a good job of keeping us moving that way, but like, all right, you get to this place, let's do the thing, that was good. That's particularly, I think, important in a stream scenario where we're trying to tell a story in a reasonable amount of time. So that was good.
I think that'll be kind of similar, especially the Wild Sheep Chase has basically, like I told you, like 3 separate parts to it, and it's pretty straightforward. There's not like crazy things that get hiccuped on, but there's definitely a strategy to the last area. You know what I mean?
And it will take longer than you think. I can guarantee you that. It always does.
Yeah, this one said 2 hours. and it even planned for the attack on the road. They only had one creature. I just wanted to throw more at you to see what the tolerance was for you guys.
Yeah.
And then I was also supposed to roll right before you guys get to the door a 1d6, and if it was an odd number, you were going to have an encounter with 3. They had goblins, so I changed it to hobgoblins. So just like little tweaks like that. But then Wild Sheep Chase will be pretty similar to what's written.
Well, let me just put it out there. We are, I mean, we rolled hot, but we are a lot hardier, you know, than like that adventure was simple for these characters, which is fine because we're all trying to figure out. There's some spells here that I don't normally use that I wanted to get my feet under me with, you know, and whatnot. So it was perfect, but you could bring it a little more next week.
Okay. Yeah,
And trust in us.
I don't know where the dial is on that yet. That's why I was like, I'll throw 3 rust monsters at you instead of 1 and see what happens.
Yeah.
It just made for a longer fight, was all.
Yeah, and that's I'm glad you noticed that. Like, so
more monsters makes it longer.
A lot
but
longer.
One hard monster just makes it tough. It doesn't make the boss battle out.
Yeah.
But to make a fair fight, either they need to have the same amount of actions as the party. Like, if we each get an attack, a monster that has like we have probably, I'm gonna guess, like 60, 70 hit points between the two of us. So a monster with like 70 hit points and 2 attacks is gonna be pretty close to us.
Okay,
you know?
gotcha.
With the exception of special abilities change everything, right? Like, does it paralyze you when it hits you? Does it, you know, whatever. I would say you're better off hammering us, and then if it looks like you're going to TPK us, you know, like really, really, really bad, and you want to not end the story that way because we're live streaming, then maybe have we get captured or have, you know, whatever happened, you know, have an Xbox Machina come in and save the day somehow. But otherwise, let us have it. But I think for a stream, if you get into like that Rust Monster fight where it's obvious we're gonna win, and it's just eating up time. Not that I enjoyed that little scrum. I like a good scrum. Go ahead and maybe chop some hit points off of them to, like, you know, you don't tell us, don't break immersion to be like, I'm gonna make these things worth less. Just do it.
Especially if we're gonna have especially a long rest in between where we're gonna recover hit points. It's like, fuck it, let them dish those deeps out.
Yeah, man. And you want to have moments. The tension comes with, oh shit, Sambalay just got dropped. What's Warren gonna? You know what I mean?
Yeah,
the tension comes there. We're not gonna get mad or anything. Just do it. Like, that's the game. You know, play it the way the monsters would go, whether they would run or try to fight to the death, or they're obviously gonna try to win. You know?
Right.
Here's a mechanical question for you, Dennis. How does your familiar work? Is that something special with like illusion specialization?
No, but so I will read Find Familiar to you. I know you have it, but I'm going to read so you know what I was doing. Find Familiar. You gain the service of a familiar, a spirit that takes an animal form that you choose: bat, cat, crab, frog, hawk, lizard, octopus, owl, poisonous snake, fish, etc., and owl is one of them that people use a lot, because owl has this ability, I think it's called Fly Away, where basically on its turn it gets a free disengage, essentially.
Oh.
So that's why I chose the owl. Appearing in an unoccupied space within range, the familiar has the statistics of the chosen creature. Okay. Your familiar acts independently of you, but always obeys your commands. In combat, it rolls its own initiative. Now, the reason it was going at the end is I was waiting until my turn to, like, engage it. So when you do that, a creature always comes in at the end of the initiative.
Oh, okay.
Comes in combat. But anyhow, it rolls its own initiative and it acts on its own turn, but it does what you say. Now, here's the key: a familiar cannot attack, but it can take other actions as normal. One of the actions is the help action. You know, so help. Like if I were trying to open a door, you could give me the help action by helping me, and then we get advantage to open it. Now, I wouldn't let you get advantage from an owl to open a door, but as a distraction to give you advantage to hit something.
Oh,
absolutely.
yeah.
So that's what I was doing.
Mm.
Does that make sense?
Yep, it does. Interesting.
And it says, oh, I was cheating. I'm sorry, but everything I did that was cheating in this regard was for flavor.
RP. Yeah, right.
It says as an action, you could temporarily dismiss it. I thought it was a bonus action, so I just wouldn't have popped it in and out. We lost Corey.
I think he just got sick of us talking. He's like, I don't give a fuck about these familiars. I'm out of here.
So does that make sense?
Yeah, it does. Yep.
Oh,
Sorry about that, guys.
nah, you hate us. It's cool.
It's all good, dude. You just don't like
yeah,
us all.
yeah.
Good shit.
Yeah, man.
Hopefully, you guys enjoyed this.
Yep. Are you gonna drop
yes,
them
for next-
F-bombs? Are you gonna drop that many F-bombs next week? Because
No,
if
I
so,
gotta
I gotta
control
tell Margaret. I gotta tell Margaret and Griffin to not come.
That's a good point.
No, I gotta behave.
Less F bombs, more Pikachu bombs.
I like a good F-bomb, but
I just gotta watch myself. That's all. So, what we'll do then next week, I would say just have like a little excerpt prepared for your character. Do you guys want to give like a pre-introduction before the grand show, or do you guys just want to start? Like I could type up an intro and set the setting and stage and let you guys RP through it.
I think it'd be a good idea to start with like, you know, even if there's two people there, right? Like, thanks for coming, guys. Here's what we're doing.
Yeah.
Pop in and out. We're gonna post it up later. Even if you can't watch the whole thing, make a donation. Tell your friends to donate. Pop in and out. Blah 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 blah. I'm Corey. This is Dennis. You know, quick introduction of us and our characters, and then you kind of say, "Here's the adventure we're doing." Set the stage, and we go. But I think you want a little, you know.
Yeah, I want them to know your characters too as they go.
Yeah.
Go into it.
Yep.
And then
especially if this is going to be playing at like, didn't you say it's going to be at 3 lives or whatever? Or
yeah,
5 lives?
yep, there'll be at 3 lives. That's the only thing though. I was thinking about this, Mike, is I don't know how they're going to hear audio.
Yeah, they're not. I mean, he's gonna put it up there, but they're not. But they have like a ton of different TVs and a bunch of different streamers going. Half the time, people are like not doing that much anyway. So at least we're gonna be.
If they're not hearing us, then we need like you had that little that QR code or whatever. Or if we could put, even if it, we just held up. I don't know if we could just get people to see or if the guy at 3 lives will have a jar or something, take some donations. I don't know, whatever.
I should get him, what I should do is I'll make a poster with a QR code.
Yeah, I think he said he just wanted you to send it to him and he'd print it.
Over to him and just print it.
Yeah, I think he said he'd do that.
Oh, okay.
I think I have a bunch of people that will donate. They may not watch for very long or at all, but they'll donate.
Yeah.
So if you send me a copy of the QR code, or do you just click on that link you sent me, Spooches, or the one you posted on Instagram?
The link works. QR code also.
So if they click that, they can just make their donations.
Mm-hmm.
Did Mike tell you how much you have already?
No.
I don't know if you pulled it up yet. Hold on. Let me see. We literally just got another one as we were playing.
I'm looking at it right now.
So I set a goal of 1,000 because why not?
Because you're limited.
We're at 243, dude.
25%, and we haven't even done anything yet.
Ridiculous.
Yep.
When I shared that today, a lot of people shared it, and it seems like a lot of people are interested. I think a lot of people are trying to get those 3 lives food vouchers. That seems where a lot of it's coming from.
Yeah.
So it worked out.
Food voucher.
How are you gonna handle Are you gonna handle raffles, and how are we gonna handle these technical issues? Because you're cutting out on me again.
Yeah, you're cutting out on us too. On me too.
Damn, really?
The raffle is easy. I mean, I'm just gonna after we're done. If it's more than 20 people, I'll roll D100, and I'll keep rolling until it's an actual number of people. If there's more than 100 people, which is questionable, then I'll use a random number generator. Yeah,
I think,
yeah.
I think a D20 is gonna get it done.
There's already
Which
more
is
than
not
20.
not a criticism.
There's already
What's
more.
that?
We got.
There's already more than 20.
11 people
Oh no, no,
so
11.
far.
Yeah,
You
so
guys contributed.
it'll probably be more than 20. So I'll probably do a D100 and just keep doing it until there's an actual winner.
Are you gonna do it on the stream?
Yeah, we'll do it like right after it ends.
How many things are you raffling?
3 separate things. There's like a first, second, and third place winner.
Well, I think maybe we want to have 3 breaks then. Right? So first break, roll a winner. Second break, roll a winner.
Oh, that's a
No,
good idea.
You know what I'm saying? And have the grand prize, the biggest one at the end. Try to get people to stick around.
Yeah, that would be perfect because we can.
That's a good idea.
We can split that up into pretty much 3. Yeah,
Basically
that's good.
hours. Every hour, take a piss break.
I like that. Yep, good idea. And it'll incentivize people to actually donate and not like keep procrastinating it because it's like, oh, you missed the first one.
Right.
Good call. Good call.
Mike, are you gonna record? Can you record for me next week? Can you like record the stream so we have a video file of it?
Yeah. I mean, Twitch does that also, correct?
Oh, do they? I don't.
Yeah. So I'll record it on my end, but also
I
just
would love you to record it because I think you could even make. I think you could, if you're willing to do the work. I think you could make an audio version, kind of like when you do our recaps.
Yep. Yeah.
Probably attach
That's what we were.
attach the donation thing to that and be like, here's a 10-minute version. That's probably way more fun because your recaps are amazing.
Thanks, dog.
Well, so Mike and I were talking about making a podcast out of it. Like, if I could get the audio, I could cut all the parts, like, the pee breaks and all that shit out of it and just condense it into a podcast and just have it out there forever.
Right. So I'll record it on my end, but occasionally it has failed me in the past. So I would suggest just having it set to, there's a setting in Twitch where it'll save your streams. So just have that set as well in case mine fucks up for whatever reason.
Okay. Perfect. I'll just have to figure that out then. No big deal.
I like it.
All right, cool. I'm excited.
If you want to do a quick half an hour, 45-minute trial run of anything this week, just let me know. I'll make time to do something if there's anything you want to do. And Spooches, I will definitely be in touch with you. I'd like to sort of talk about, I'd love to have some Rube Goldberg sort of ideas, like kind of templates that Sandblade could run through of like how he's going to solve this simple problem. Night, baby. And I don't know. I think there's some good repartee built in there.
Okay. You're talking about the problem of the sheep, the famous sheep problem?
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
Yeah. I will continue to think about it and continue to brainstorm and looking forward to it.
Cool.
Hell yeah. I'm pumped. I'm excited.
Well, Horan, it was nice traveling with you. Bear the owl, Owl the bear, and Harry the owl bear. Just
Love those.
happen.
Yeah, that's awesome.
I'm excited.
All right, dude.
All right,
and
gentlemen.
Corey, I'll send you a thing on illusion magic. I don't want you to overthink or stress about it. In fact, you shouldn't at all. But I do want you to know, like, illusion magic involves the DM making a lot of decisions. Like, how do the monsters react to an owl bear that they believe is real? And at what point would they question, like, is that really an owl bear? That's kind of a thing. But it also opens the door for a lot of creativity, which is fun.
Mm-hmm.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, we
Alright,
we
dogs.
both have a lot of like open to interpretation type spells. So
Yeah, I'm not gonna like police too. I'm gonna let you get like I'm. If you guys have a cool idea, we're just gonna let that shit roll.
Yeah. I mean, you do want to provide, some like,
Some
resistance.
boundaries.
yeah, it can't just be do whatever you want, But again, freedom is still good though, right? Like,
Right.
yeah. Err on the rule of cool is what they call it in the biz, right? Like, if a character wants to do something that's kind of stretching the boundaries of the rules, or if you're unsure of it, is it cool? Okay, then maybe we let it ride and we go with it. It doesn't mean you can do whatever you want, but it means we're gonna let you try it. We're gonna create a way for you to give it a shot. Not built-in success, but a built-in try. If that makes any sense, because
Okay.
it's cool.
Cool.
Hell yeah.
All right, well done. I
All right,
look
cool,
I
gentlemen.
look forward to it.
Same.
We will solve the great sheep mystery in a week.
The sheep mystery. The
I'll try
sheep
to get
mystery.
I'll try to get some peeps to donate. Like I said, I don't know if they'll be interested in watching, but at the very least, throw some money at me, biatch, for a great cause right now.
Yep. Yep.
I may even have to reemerge on Facebook briefly to
Hey,
just
you don't have
just to get just to pimp it out.
Mandy did do it in your honor if you're really trying to stay away. So
All right, I am really trying to stay away. I'll ask her to do it again. And but I think I have a different set of followers than her.
yeah.
So I may have to just like put it up and then peace out. All right, homies, I got to get to bed. I got to teach
All right, guys.
tomorrow. Nice
Sounds
job,
good. See you
Corey.
guys later.
Good job.
Peace.